I sent $23,000 to a man I never met in person. The day before our first date, I ran a reverse image search on his photos. That's when I realized he didn't exist. My name is Jessica. I'm 34, living in Austin, Texas. Smart, careful, rational, or so I thought. I joined the app 6 months ago. The scam lasted 6 weeks and it cost me everything. Let me take you back to how it started. His name was Ryan Mitchell, civil engineer, 38 years old, salt and pepper hair, kind eyes. His profile wasn't flashy, no shirtless gym photos, no fish pictures, no generic quotes about adventure. He didn't look like a fantasy. He looked like someone you'd actually meet in Austin. That's the trick. Believability feels like safety. We matched on a Thursday evening. Within an hour, we were messaging. Within 2 days, we'd moved to texting. The conversation flowed like we'd known each other for years. He remembered I took my coffee black. He asked about my marketing job. He sent me a playlist titled "Songs That Remind Me of You." Every morning at 7:15 a.m., my phone buzzed. "Good morning, beautiful. Hope your day is amazing." Every night at 9 p.m., we video called. Here's the first red flag I ignored. Those calls never lasted more than 10 minutes. The camera was always grainy. He'd smile, we'd talk, then suddenly, "Sorry, Jess, the hotel Wi-Fi is acting up again. I'll call you tomorrow, I promise." He was working on an infrastructure project in Seattle, he said. Big contract, career-defining opportunity. He'd be back in Austin in a few weeks, and we'd finally have our first real date. "I can't wait to take you to that Italian place you mentioned," he'd say, his voice warm through the static. "It's going to be perfect, Jess." I believed every single word. 3 weeks in, everything shifted. It was a Tuesday night, 9:30 p.m. Ryan's face filled my phone screen, but something was wrong. His eyes looked exhausted, almost desperate. "Jess, I hate to ask this." He paused, took a breath. "The company was supposed to wire my per diem, but there's been a banking error. It won't clear until next week. I need to pay the hotel and some contractors today, or I could lose this entire project. Could you lend me $2,000? I swear I'll pay you back the moment the wire comes through." Every alarm in my head should have been screaming. But here's what you need to understand about manipulation. It doesn't feel like manipulation when it's happening. This wasn't some stranger asking for money. This was Ryan, who knew my coffee order, who sent me good morning texts for 3 weeks straight, who made me laugh every single night. "I know how this looks," he said. "If you can't, I understand. I just didn't know who else to turn to." I stared at the Venmo button. 1 minute, my finger shaking. Send. $2,000. Gone. He was so grateful, so apologetic. "You saved me, Jess. I'll never forget this. I promise I'll make it up to you." I told myself I was helping a person, not funding a story. The payment was supposed to clear the following Monday. It didn't. Instead, there was another crisis. The contractors needed upfront payment for materials. The company's accounting department was being difficult. Just $3,500 this time. He showed me emails. Official company letterhead, logo, invoice numbers, signatures. Everything looked legitimate. I sent the money on Venmo. Then it became a pattern. His daughter needed emergency dental surgery. $1,800. His father had a medical emergency. $4,000. Project permits were delayed. $3,000. Each time it was urgent. Each time it was my job to fix it. 6 weeks, $23,000. My savings account, Everything I'd carefully rebuilt after my divorce, completely drained. But it was fine, I told myself. Ryan was coming back to Austin in 5 days. We'd finally meet. He'd pay me back. We'd start our real relationship. Then came the text that changed everything. Jess, I'm so sorry. My father had a heart attack. I have to fly to Phoenix immediately. I'll reschedule our first date as soon as I can. Something clicked. Maybe it was the timing. Too perfect, too convenient. Maybe it was 6 weeks of excuses, always something preventing us from meeting. Maybe I finally let myself think clearly for the first time since this started. I did something I should have done on day one. I opened Google Images on my laptop. I took a screenshot of his profile photo, dragged it into the search bar. My hands were shaking so hard I could barely control the mouse. Then the results loaded. The search results felt louder than any siren. Those photos belonged to a real engineer in another state, someone who had no idea his images were being stolen. There was even a news article warning others about scammers using his pictures. My entire body went cold. I grabbed my phone, typed with trembling fingers. Who are you, really? 3 dots appeared, typing, then stopped, then nothing. I waited 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20. Then I checked the dating app. Profile deleted. I called his number, disconnected. I sent an email. Bounced back. App gone, number dead. Email bounced. It wasn't just silence, it was deletion. Except my bank statement proved he was very, very real. Transaction after transaction. 2,000, 3,500, 1,800, 4,000, all the way down to $23,000. My life savings sent to someone whose real name I'd never even known. I couldn't breathe. I sat on my apartment floor, staring at my phone, and the full weight of what happened crushed down on me. I'd been scammed. Professionally, methodically, completely scammed. The next morning, I filed a police report. The officer was kind but honest. These operations can be overseas, he said. The money moves through multiple accounts within hours. Recovery is unlikely. I reported it to the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center. The app told me it had happened before with those same photos. The money was gone. But here's what really destroyed me. It wasn't just the money. Though losing $23,000 is devastating, it was the betrayal of every moment I thought was real. Every good morning text, probably copied and pasted to 5 other women. Every late night call scheduled between other victims. Every "I can't wait to meet you," a complete lie. There was probably someone sitting in an office somewhere, running multiple scams simultaneously, following a script, checking boxes. I found an online support group for romance scam victims. Reading their stories felt like looking in a mirror. A doctor who needed help getting home from overseas. A soldier stuck in a foreign country. An engineer on a project. The patterns were identical. We'd all believed, we'd all trusted, we'd all sent money. One woman had lost $40,000 from her retirement account. Another had taken out loans. We shared our shame in that group because we couldn't share it anywhere else. My best friend Monica was furious when I finally told her 2 weeks later. "Why didn't you talk to me? I would have told you this was a scam." She was right. But that's not how it works when you're inside it. You rationalize every red flag. You believe because you want to believe. You trust because admitting you're being scammed means admitting you're a victim. And none of us want to be victims. I couldn't tell my family for a month. My mother had warned me about online dating. How could I admit she was right? The shame was crushing, physically crushing. I'd wake up at 3 a.m., remembering another stupid decision, Another ignored warning sign, and hate myself all over again. I started therapy. My therapist keeps saying, I'm not stupid, that these are professional criminals who exploit normal human psychology. Intellectually, I understand. Emotionally, I still feel like the biggest fool alive. I had to take out a personal loan just to cover rent. I picked up freelance work every weekend. In the first month, I scraped together $800. It's not much, but watching that number grow felt like a tiny victory against the darkness. The dating apps are deleted, all of them. I can't even look at them without my stomach turning. My friends say I'll trust again someday. Maybe they're right, but right now, every kind gesture makes me suspicious. Every friendly conversation makes me wonder what someone wants. It's no way to live, but I don't know how else to be anymore. A detective told me something I'll never forget. These scammers count on shame keeping victims quiet. The more people who speak up, the harder it becomes for them to operate. So, here I am, speaking up, humiliating myself publicly, because maybe someone watching this will recognize the warning signs I missed. Here's what I learned the expensive way. If someone you've never met in person asks for money, it's a scam, period. I don't care how many video calls you've had, how real they seem, how many tears they cry, it's a scam. If they constantly have excuses why you can't meet, it's a scam. Permit issues, then emergency site visits, then family emergencies. It's always something. If their problems always require your money to solve, it's a scam. Before you send anything, do 3 things. First, run a reverse image search on their photos. Second, ask for a real-time video call and give a spontaneous instruction like touch your left ear, then show the room behind you. Third, show their profile to someone you trust. Just one of those steps would have saved me $23,000. I refuse to let this define the rest of my life. I'm rebuilding. Slowly, I'm learning to forgive myself for being human, for wanting connection, for believing in the possibility of love. And I'm sharing this story because shame dies in the light. The more we talk about this openly, the more we protect each other. Let me ask you something. What's the biggest red flag you wish you'd listened to sooner? Drop your thoughts below. No judgment here, because the only way we stop these predators is by refusing to stay silent and learning from each other's experiences. And if you're currently talking to someone online who's asking for money, someone you've never met face to face, I'm begging you, stop. Show their profile to a friend. Run a reverse image search. Protect yourself before you end up like me. If you haven't met them, don't pay them. Verify first.